Good morning, guys and girls. How's it going? Screezilla here, and I'm just going to set everything up because my Streamlabs was not working this morning. Hooray! I love it when stuff just does not work. It's just so much fun. I'm going to set the video a little bit because, of course, I've been using it for racing, so it's a little bit off. So that should be better. Okay, right. Things should be right there. How's it going? I hope you are all well. Should be fine. Let me know if there's any audio issues and glitches and all of that stuff. Yeah, alright, okay, things are starting to work, so that's always a good sign. I always like it when everything's starting to work. Aha, and I've got it on display capture, haven't I? I knew I had something wrong there. That's alright, let's just fix that quickly. Done, there we go, that's better. That's better, there we go. That's a much better option. Alrighty. And good morning, Piotr. How are you going? Yes, I am actually live now, and you can actually see me and say hello. Awesome. All right. What should we go with our first battle? Let's go top tier first battle. Yeah, sleep is good for you, and you should definitely do it. You fool, it is morning. It is morning in my country. In my world, it is morning. As you can see by possibly outside. There you go. It's morning, as you can see. There is light and day and all of that stuff out there that's just gross and horrible to look at. Oh, great, Maginot Line. Yay! One of my favourite, absolute favourite maps, of course. It's a good way to start the day with the Maginot Line. Basically, everybody's going to be sniping from about 4,000 kilometres away, so that's always fun. But I've started in tanks. Planes will be next. I think I'm probably going to go more planes than tanks today, because otherwise you're just going to see me incredibly angry all morning, which is a possibility in its own, but you know, at least this way I'm less angry. Actually, up that ammo, 25. Do we want to go towards the city, or do we want to go towards sniper points? Let's go try to see if we can get to A. Alright, sorry, just mumbling to myself there. Okay, so we're taking out the beautiful Type 90. Just a gorgeous tank. I do love the... As much as I hate modern tanks, I do love the look of them. And I mean, I hate modern tanks in the gameplay style, because unfortunately the gameplay is completely buggered. But at least we have Russia on our side today, so that's something. So we actually outnumber the Americans with helicopters. But I'm going to want to try and get into the city area so I don't get destroyed by ATGMs. Yes, this is Australia live streaming. This is the joy of Australian internet. It's so beautiful, as you can see. You know, it just... Everything is so smooth and beautiful, and no lag, and, you know, no ping. You know, I mean, what, we're only at 300 odd ping today, so you know, not too bad. This is what you have to deal with when you live in Australia, unfortunately. hear a helicopter. The fact that you can take helicopters out at the start of the game is just so ridiculously dumb. Top tier, everybody! It does indeed, yeah. It does have a hydrogen pneumatic suspension. Unfortunately, you can't play with it because fucking helicopters. Fuck it, I'm done. What? Why? Why would you have it so you can start with helicopters? It's fucking ludicrous. See, that's the fun thing about helicopters in this game, is they're fucking overpowered and broken, and just the fact that you can start a game with them is fucking ridiculous. Alright, let's go and have some fun. Now, what do you want? Props or... No, I'm not playing helicopters because they fucking suck. What do you want? A prop or do you want a jet? Like, the actual I can show you helicopter gameplay if you want, but it is really, really, really bad. It sucks balls. Alright, something fun. I can do that. Ah, the F-84. When you need something fun. Crew of there we go. Hey QP Pilot, how you going? Alright, something fun with a prop. Alright, let's go for... the G55. And good morning, Oleski. How are you going? Well, look, the G55 is a fun prop. The F-84 and the G55 are both very fun vehicles, so we have got some good vehicles to play with. Oh god, I can't believe that. Like, they've sort of nerfed planes a bit in top tier tanks. You know, it takes a bit longer to spawn a plane in, but you just spawn helicopters in at the start of the match. Still, it's just so utterly stupid. Now, I do have to warn everybody, I might have to nip away from keyboard quickly at some stage, just because I do have an air conditioning guy coming. No, on the YouTube channel. Probably YouTube is broken. It's a common issue. Alright, the G55 is a fantastic plane. The Series 0 is really good. You've just got the single 20mm, but you have the 250 cals. So Piotr just can't see the chat at the moment in YouTube, if you're wondering. Now, we are up tiered, of course, because, you know, that's how War Thunder works. But yeah. No, you're not blocked, QP Pilot. Not from anything I've done, anyway. Oh, I love this plane so much. This is what I ground pretty much all of the Italian tree in when I got it. It's an absolute beast of a plane. Now, I'm probably going to do it injustice because smashing the phone on the wall is not the best idea, but it may work, you know. It may absolutely work, you know. I mean, phones need a good bashing sometimes. Unfortunately, my Streamlabs died on me this morning, so when I was trying to get it working, so I don't have the text or anything coming up on the actual video, which is frustrating. So sorry about that. Huzzah! Smashing phones against walls works. Who knew it? Okay, we've got a bomber up. 2 bombers. But we're not going to go for bombers. And a B-25 low. Alright. So the TAR will take care of the bombers, I imagine. And naturally the Access team will actually climb and the Ally team will just stay low, because, you know, that's how War Thunder works these days. Just crank the music a little bit higher. Oh, Halifax. Oh, beautiful. I've not seen a Halifax in a long time. Beautiful plane. Okay. That Halifax does not look like it's going to last long, as all the vultures cling to it. Poor thing. The Halifax is still alive. Go Halifax, drop those bombs. Ah, alas, it is dead. You did well, Halifax, you did well. Okay. Right, we're about at our operational altitude. We're sort of... The thing with the G55 is you don't want to be too high with it. It's not a very good altitude fighter. So you generally want people to go low. You're a mid-range fighter, so you work very well in that mid-range altitude, which is hopefully going to be where all the enemies are at, because seriously, that guy's still chasing that Halifax. But the Halifax didn't. The Halifax killed somebody. Oh, even better. B-63. B-51, B-56, F6F. Alright. Now we're just going to watch out for that Spitfire that's just going to appear at any second, just to whomp me. Alright. P-47's looking like a juicy target. No, don't brake. Don't turn. Always fun when you're dodging the fire of friendlies. Have a good day, Pietro. Thanks for jumping in. Well, I think that's pretty much all of the team wiped out, because they dropped... all the allies dropped low, of course, because, you know, drops to low altitude. There's that Spitfire I was talking about that's just going to appear from nowhere. It's probably in space at the moment. Oh shit. P-51 there. Probably should have been paying attention a bit more rather than sort of glancing back, but oh well. Oh well, it happens. Now I'm going to have to go and do a landing because the engine's boggered, which is always fun. So I've got 3 enemy fighters up. See if we can make it home on this engine. This plane is actually pretty strong. It does lack armour, but it is pretty decent plane still. Unfortunately, pretty much like the Messerschmitts and stuff like that, it basically takes everything in the engine, and similar to the Spitfire as well, I guess. Yeah, sorry, the Australian internet, it's better in reality. Yeah, it's just shitting up on the stream, unfortunately, which is frustrating. I mean, it's not much better on my screen, but it is better, thankfully. A little bit of a dodgy landing. There we go. We're all good. When you're doing that landing where basically your whole plane is just completely buggered. And the engine gave up just on landing, so that's something. Alright, let's just check things quickly while I'm on the ground. So indicated airspeed is basically your speed in the air. The NC-223 is a fantastic plane. It just doesn't die. It's like a cockroach. So indicated airspeed is basically that. It's your indicated airspeed. So it's not actual speed. At sort of higher altitudes where there's less air sort of things, you get a little bit less friction. So your airspeed can be higher than speed. So if that explains it, I'm trying to explain it well. So basically you'll be going faster the higher up you go. It's why when you're in a jet, for instance, or something like that, your wings will break off at a certain altitude if you're going too fast. So say at a couple of, 20,000 feet or so, your plane is going faster than you think. So there's less friction, less air, so that's the way you're going to reach Mach limits and stuff like that. Pretty sure that's it. Well, that wasn't a great game by me. I should have been paying more attention to the plane that tried to head on me. But that's alright, we won at least. So that's okay, we got a win on the board for this morning. I did nothing for the match, but at least that's something. So, for instance, with if you look at the G91, for instance, you can see the max speed at sea level. So at sea level, generally that's the speed on land. So that's the actual speed. However, when it's at, say, 20, 30,000 feet, it will be doing, say, 400 miles per hour in the indicated airspeed. However, because of friction and air and all of this stuff, yeah, that's it. It sort of changes the speed around a little bit. It's a weird thing. It's one of those weird things. It's one of those things I don't understand a huge amount because I'm not a pilot. Well, you know, a real life pilot. Alright. What should we do next? Let's go out in... Any preferences for nations? Go for Japan. Australia? We can do that. Take the most OP plane in the world out. True Australian plane, the Wirraway. Based off the Texan trainer. This thing was Australian built, well, fighter. There are no Polish planes in the game, are there? I'm trying to think now. There are planes that the Polish used, but there's no actual native Polish planes that I can think of. But I might be wrong. It's too early in the morning for my brain to completely process things. There is the... Oh, yeah, but yeah, that's right. I could just use a Hurricane. Could use a Hurricane for 303 Squadron, what's it? I always get that wrong, so please don't jump down my throat on that one, because I always get the name muddled up. I think there is also a couple of premiums that have some Polish pilots attached as well, from memory. But yeah, I've got one Hurricane set up for that actually, with Polish markings on. Alright, let's head out in the Wirraway. The Wirraway is just a such a cool plane. I mean, look at this thing. It is just... It's just basic. And I love the fact we've got the Australian pilot in there with the sleeves rolled up. Just a beautiful, beautiful plane. The Wirraway was the only native-built Australian plane that managed to score a kill in World War II. So it took down a 0. Meanwhile, the that's really weird. Goddamn YouTube. Goddamn YouTube. I mean, like, YouTube is so frustrating because it's that thing of it's like you can't do anything on YouTube as a smaller channel anymore. They just mess things up constantly. Probably. People not knowing what a Wirraway is. That's always fun. Yeah, the Wirraway is just such a cool plane. It's so very crap, but it's amazing at the same time. There were so many variants of the Wirraway as well, actually. There were some that actually... Oh shit. Going a bit too fast. Don't rip the wings off. Don't rip the wings off, Carl. Don't want to do that today. Alright, I'm going to go and just drop some bombs on some vehicles quickly, and then we'll get into the fight. Because this is where the Wirraway comes into something. It's a really, really decent fighter at this VR. Probably terrible bombs. Oh well. No, they weren't too bad. That's good. Dart away from the anti-air. Alright, HE-51. That's going to be my target, I think. Try and get away from the flak. Try not to die from the flak. But yeah, the Wirraway is just an awesome plane. Lovely 303 rounds. Somebody on R6. Where did he go? Come on, Gunner. Do your stuff. We're in a bit of a pickle now. Alright. Reload the Lewis guns. Or Vickers, actually, the Vickers. The Wirraway basically takes all the bullets, though. It's hard to kill. Um, there we go. Good gunner. It was the first plane to get a kill in the British Air Force was a Martlet. It was a Martlet, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Where the hell am I? Where is my airfield? There's my airfield. There it is. Alright, so 2 frags, that's good. Yeah, in World War II, it was a Martlet, I'm pretty sure, was the first to take down a combatant fighter. Alright. We've got a few holes in the plane. We have got some minor troubles. You know, but we're still okay. We're still good. Hello, Khalees. How are you going? And thank you for joining. Both landing gear come down. That's good. That's a good sign. We've still got landing gear. Martlet. It was basically a I'm just going to go very quiet here as I try and get this thing down on the ground. There we go. We made it. Ah, nice. What are you playing, Khalees? Yeah, the Martlet is a British plane. Well, it's an American plane. It's the F4F. Ground forces or air? It's the F4F Wildcat, so I'm pretty sure it was the first one to get a kill in World War II. I'm just going to double check because my brain is a bit wobbly. We got another kill, by the way. That's 3 kills. 3 kills in the Wirraway. Pretty happy with that. That's a good run. Alright, dude. You have a good sleep. Yeah, it shot down a Fokker 200, I think. That was... No, that... something else. I'm trying to think now. Have a good sleep, Peter. I hope you're well. Also, Japanese 7.0 tanks is quite good. Wait till you get to 7.7. The STB is a fantastic vehicle. You will love the STB. It is just overpowered and glorious. Okay, so there must be... There's one enemy bomber left. So we should have this game. Yeah. Type 90 is a very good tank. It's gloriously good. The thing is though, I like the Type 74 more. The Type 74 is one of those tanks that you end up getting more kills in when you're driving, because it's one of those tanks that everybody underestimates. So you go into the attack and people are like, oh yeah, Type 74, it won't do anything. The Wirraway QP. Because yeah, the Wirraway had a single kill in World War II. It managed to take out a Japanese fighter, whereas the Boomerang, the plane that was built as a fighter, didn't manage to take out any fighter planes. Which is just one of those typical World War II facts that's just like, oh, that's hilariously funny. But the Boomerang has got its own little story. It's fantastic. I would really recommend looking up the Australia Day special I did with the history of the Wirraway and the Boomerang. Oh, hello. Hello, we've got somebody flying over there. Are they just parked on their airfield? Or are they going to take off? Let's see if we can get some kills with bombs. Beautiful. Ooh, that was good. Ah, bombing. It's fun. Last guy looks like he's parked on the airfield, of course, because, you know, we don't want to actually play the game. We just want to sit there and just do nothing on an airfield. I shouldn't have dropped those bombs. I should have kept them and just done a suicide run into the guy on the airfield. That's right, we've won this game from ticket, that's right. The Chairi is not a bad place to be, because the Chairi and the Chaito are fantastic tanks. The Type 2 75mm, I think it is one of the best guns in the game. And I stand by that. Yeah, the Type 60 is it's an interesting vehicle. I still have to get the Type 89, I'm still working on that. Of course, because we have 707s, we just don't do any damage to ground targets. Good, there we go. We've got the win. That's alright. Yeah, the Ho-Ri is just ridiculously overpowered. And the thing with the Ho-Ri, it bothers me, is that it's lots of kills, that's what we like to see. Let's just save that one. That might come up again in a video at some stage. Yeah, so not a bad game there. There's a bit of seal clubbing, but rank does not matter, which is always nice. And all the multi-strikes, you know, and 30k silver lines. I'll deal with that. I'm happy with that. That's why I love the Wirraway, because it is just a silly vehicle. It's just so good. It's one of the best planes at low ranks. There's the Martlet. It did lose one shell, but it doesn't matter. It's still got that fast reload. Ah, the Martlet and its beautiful colouring. Isn't it beautiful? The Martlet's actually a pretty good plane as well. Again, it's one of those planes that's very, very good. And also it's premium as well, which is nice. Yeah, I need to work on the Type 89, because still grinding it, but we'll get there one day. But yeah, the Chai-Ri is just still very good. The thing is though, I recommend taking out the Chai-Toes rather than the Chai-Ri, because the Chai-Ri is so big, it's an easy target, and also the armour is not that great, whereas the Chai-Toes have that bit of speed and they also have that gun. The reload's not that bad, and they really can do some damage. So yeah, they're probably my top tip. Like the Chai-Toes, you can see aced. It just was one of my favourite tanks. It just really rocked. And I think this one should be close to it. Maybe not. Also, the Chai-Nu 2 is a very, very good premium if you pick it up. Let's jump into a Hurricane. Get there eventually. There we go, yeah, that's my 303 Hurricane. So let's jump into a battle with the good old Hurricane, because the Hurricane is a fantastic plane. It's one of those planes that, well, people forget about the Hurricane, as well as the Defiant, actually, the Bolt and Pull Defiant. It's one of those planes people forget about and just sort of ignore from history, especially the Battle of Britain. The Hurricane was the workhorse of the Battle of Britain. The Spitfire was the Stallion. You know, it was this glorious, beautiful beast that did some work. But the Hurricane was the one that was doing the majority of the work because they had such a quick turnaround on the ground. I'll go for tracers. But yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous plane. And they're just, I don't know, they're just so different compared to a Spitfire, although they look very similar. You know, it's easy to make a mistake of, oh, is that a Spitfire, is that a Hurricane? You know, obviously the wings are different and the canopy is different, but they sort of have a very similar sort of silhouette to them at distance. Let's get some climbing in. You gotta love people that just quit the game or quit matches because they're in an up tier. Like, it's frustrating sometimes, but you know, like, you have to get used to it because you constantly get up tiered. Mainly because people are frustrating and they just do it. And the thing that bothers me is when you get like a squad of people leaving a match and it completely screws over your team. You know, it's frustrating. Like, I don't know if you saw the Type 74 replay I did yesterday, the video I did yesterday, last night. Like, my Type 90 got schwacked pretty early. I managed to take out a Abrams, but that was it. However, I jumped into Type 74 and managed to absolutely rock the game. The IS-2 is a super strong tank, bordering on overpowered. Now, I don't really have any backup, so Good, good. We've got some more people coming in. Alright. Let's dive on the C200. Staying focused on that guy, mate. Yep, the rest of my team has disappeared, which is just what we want to see. Yeah, Blenheim, you're not getting cover. Ah, good old low tier teams where the whole team just disappears. Fun. Well, that was a ruffle stomp. It's going to happen sometimes. Yeah, the IS-2 is a ridiculously good tank. It's very, very strong. Like the it's one of those tanks that you can manage in an up tier pretty well. Like the IS-3 and stuff, you struggle with up tiers with this sort of lineup. Generally, I don't take out the T55 because it's just, you don't want that pure up tier constantly. And the trouble is, you know, with sort of, when you start getting to 8.0 now, you start getting 9.0 matches constantly, which just completely ruin it because you just get fucking helicopters everywhere, which is just fun. I think it's because people are just idiots. They just like to leave quickly. Just jump in and then just leave because it's just like, I can't be bothered with this match, J out, jump in another nation. What do I do? Let's take out the Romanian IAR. A terrible plane. Actually, I think I'm going to go for jets. I feel like having a jet match. There we go. Let's hop in the F-84. One of the most overpowered planes in game, I must say. This jet is just ridiculously good. Yeah, if you left on every up tier, you'd probably play about one game a day. You just constantly get up tiers, no matter what you do. It's the problem I've been facing with the Italian tech tree, grinding that out. Because at 4.7, you're constantly up tiered to 5.7, and you can't do much. Because although the Firefly is a decent tank, it's not that good. But you don't have any backup vehicles either. So a similar issue happens with the 6.3 lineup for Italy. It makes it really hard because you don't have any backup vehicles that you can use effectively, and it just really, really nerfs you. Alright, let's head out for a battle. I've been using the 6.3 lineup for Italy because I'm currently rounding the weird derpy oh yeah, guaranteed. If you tag any single research point booster, you're going to get up tiers. If you do a 500% one, you're guaranteed to get like a 2.0 up tier, because the game will just break and just force you into a match where you're fighting Abrams while you're in a bloody Ho-Ri or something like that. because War Thunder, and it hates you. The same reason you never get good things in boxes. TU4, I've not seen one of those in a long time. Don't see any TU4s out, by the way. Sorry, I don't quite get you, QP. What do you mean, how have I got to the game? Facing a man. Oh, it's all against all. Yay, glorified arcade battle. That's always fun. Yeah, BMPs are just... ATGMs are cancer at below top tier. Like, the STRV is pretty bad, you know, because of the ATGMs, but at least it's relatively crap. The problem is, like, with a lot of planes, sorry, a lot of tanks, like the BMP and stuff, is they're so low, it's so hard to actually attack them. You know, you can't do anything against them. I've been playing the Fiat, whatever it is, lots of numbers, the one with the recoilless rifle, and it's got the heat grenades on it. It uses a heat grenade system, same as the BMP, but the thing is, the heat grenades on that are worthless when they hit something. They have no post-penetration damage. Okay, what do we want to go for? What do we want to attack? There's an Avocado running away, there's an IL-28, and there's an F-80. We want to go for the F-80. I'll slow down a bit because our max is getting a little bit high. Ooh, that vampire's a juicy target. Got the energy as well on this guy. Should be able to just... rip our wings off, of course. There it is. Lose all our energy right here, but god damn it, Meteor. Yeah, I think Hesh is a better way to go. The trouble is it's just very lobby, and good play by the Meteor there. See, this is, I hate all against all because it makes it so hard to pick targets, because basically you don't have that strength and weakness effect on the teams when it's all veal. You can't really work out who's going to be better. But yeah, if we go for the armoured vehicles, my beautiful red Ferrari, of course, because you know it has to be red. But the 6614, you know, one of the things, like, the Hesh has that slightly slower muzzle velocity, but the of course the heat grenade has much better velocity. it's just such a, you know, I've had so many times where it's just penned something and just done nothing. It's ridiculous. But then Hesh is also a really frustrating round, because like Hesh is a really overpowered strong round in reality. In the real world where we live, you know, Hesh is actually a pretty decent round. But when you're using it in, you know, in game, they nerfed it so much from back in the day, because people were complaining about how OP Hesh was, and it's like, you do realise that that's what Hesh is. You know, it's designed to take out tanks. It's not there to, you know, cuddle them and stuff like that. So we'll just switch to our Hesh, for instance, and you know, on a strong armoured target like the Tortoise up there, for instance, Hesh is, you know, one of those rounds that will just do an awful lot of damage to a vehicle like that, if I can actually hit it. Because the way it works is it basically breaks the whole inside of the tank, breaks the interior of the vehicle. So, you know, the crew basically get turned into a fine putty, but they really nerfed how Hesh works, because, you know, now if you hit something, it just generally just does nothing to it, which is really frustrating, and it's really what nerfed the British. Okay, it actually worked that time, of course. Alright, let's return to the hangar. But the car is amazing for scouting, and that's what it is really good at, and that's what I generally use it for. It's proper 150, actually. So I'm just checking to see where there's an air conditioner technician that's probably going to come out today at some stage. So I'm just expecting him to come in the middle of a game or something like that, just to be awkward. Every time I hear a car pull up, I'm just like double checking. No, alright, should be okay. Okay, let's head out for a Italian game with the Italian armoured car. Hopefully, if we get a game. That's of course the other thing. Oh, we did get a game, that's good. Yeah, it's frustrating how they changed Hesh, like the way it works and stuff, because it's just, you know, it should be an overpowered round. There's nothing wrong with Hesh. Alright, let's switch to Hesh. I'll go 10 and 5, I think. It would have been probably about 2 years ago or so. Hesh was just, you would hit the front of a Tiger II, for instance, and just annihilate it, and it was just beautiful. It was fantastic stuff, and then they really changed the effect of it. But it's still not bad. It's just, yeah, as you said, it's just harder to use, unfortunately. But it can just be frustrating sometimes when you hit the side of a tank with Hesh and it just does nothing. And then you'll hit it again, and then you do a bit of damage. Yeah, it was, but then again, like, yeah, well, Hesh isn't really HE round, it's more of a, well, it's a Hesh, really. Where should we go? Where should we find our spot? I've got a feeling I'm going to meet my demise pretty soon here. This is one of those maps I'm not familiar with, so I'm just going to bring it up to here, park it here, do some scouting. I saw somebody moving. Oh, come on, the crosshairs were just by it. One of the things I hate with scouting is the fact come on. Yeah, I really hate the way they're scouting. If you just slightly off target, very slightly, you just don't get to scout it. But you know, there we go. We finally scouted the bastard. I'm expecting a tank to appear behind me any second, by the way. Yeah, that's really, really frustrating when it happens. Also, you're heading off, Khalees? Have a good day, or good night, wherever you are. Thank you for joining me. Awesome. Good luck with grinding out the Type 60. It's a silly little car, but it is fun. I really want to get the new fighting vehicle for Japan. I need to actually grind it at some stage. Maybe it's heading towards A. Yeah, the ATGMs on that thing are just, they are so useless. It's amazing. Like, you will have tanks driving faster than your ATGM, and you're just like, how does this work? Alright, there we go. There's a T-34 just there. Go, managed to get one. Nothing behind me, that's good. I'm scouting out people, but nobody's really taken any advantage of it, unfortunately. It's always frustrating. In the Type 60, you mean, or just in general? Alright, let's go for a bit of a drive. Just imagine that T-34 is just going to spawn in and jump in something and come and hunt me down. Because, you know, that's how it works, unfortunately, because you get the kill cam. It's so frustrating when you're just getting sniped in your spawn. It's just like... Gun. Work. Race. Ah, damn it. Fluff that shot. It's scouted. Come on, somebody kill it. It's alright, I've got it. Good. I'm always happy to kill a bloody M36 or an M18. Screw those things. Those fast little tank destroyers are a pain in the arse to fight. Nice. KV-85 down. That's good. Okay, yeah, I agree. Hesh is much better in this vehicle. Hesh absolutely rocks in this thing. Thank you, Khalees. You are an absolute legend. Let's run away from the battlefield a bit. As we know, we're going to get millions of vehicles coming in and trying to hunt us down from that spot. Goodbye, M10. Oh yes, no, Hesh is an absolutely... I forgive Hesh now, and I embrace Hesh. I embrace Hesh as part of my life. It is now... Yes, I'm back to using Hesh again, because Hesh is actually good for once. Do a bit of a trick shot if I hit it. Tree in the way. God damn you, tree. Nope, somebody's got it already. That's okay. Let's move over here a bit more. Yeah, this thing is a fantastic little scouting vehicle. The Fiats are really, really good, but you've just got to play them in a way that you're not going to be... You can't play them as a tank. You have to play them as a slightly defensive vehicle where you're sneaking a bit more and, you know, hidden. Because they really, really are not up for, you know, surviving a hit or anything like that. You can get taken out by 707s, for fuck's sake, you know. But what's that team doing, seriously? Oh, we've got spawning campers, obviously. Because of course we do. Come on, guys. Go and cap A. Seriously, somebody with armour, go and cap A. Oh, yeah, that's a plane. 736, someone around here, obviously. Where are you? Where are you, sneaky crapper? Give me that muzzle flash. I'll have to move in a bit. Our team's getting decimated as they just sit there in the open. Sometimes you have to wonder. Try not to roll it. Like, the thing is though, I'm used to the Hesh on British vehicles, I guess, which just does nothing at the moment. Like, I've been, you know, playing with the British tanks, you know, the Hesh generally doesn't work. Come on, put that four-wheel drive into action. Fine, fine, you're not going to work. That's fine. Need to run up, obviously. Yeah, using Hesh on the Vickers and stuff is just a nightmare, I find. Or have found in the past. Come on, you can make it. You can make it. You can make it. Come on. We will Skyrim climb this. We will Bethesda climb this hill if it kills us. Which it may do. Hello. I will happily kill you. I'm trying to think of the reload on the BMP. I think it's around about 3 or 4 seconds. Oh, sorry, about 5 to 7 seconds. Right, cleared out some T-34s. I'm going to go back to hiding. I think. Seems wise to not go towards their spawn. This thing. Oh, and of course, somebody jumps in a plane. Of course. Good old revenge kills in a plane. You know. Ah well. It was a good run. It was a good run. Hopefully we actually managed to clear out enough so our team can do something. Yeah, the ATGM is about I think it's about a 5 to 10 second reload. The ATGM is pretty fast, but it depends on the ATGM a little bit as well. Of course, miss every single shot. Managed to flap, I guess. Come on, crashy bastard. At least we've managed to take A, so that's some good news. And there we go. Get wiped out by a plane, of course. because, you know, P-47s are not overpowered in the least. They're perfectly fine. The Ho-Ri is pretty strong. You can survive many hits in it, which is fun. Seriously, guys, what the hell are you doing? Like, are you just not... What the hell is my team doing? Seriously, they're just sitting there. He only has 50 cows left. Of course, like, that's how it works though. It's just, you know, like, you will constantly, like, roll onto the 1 million. That's a dope tank. You'll constantly roll onto the 1 million and it'll just tick over to something else because, you know, fuck you. It is, it's ridiculous. I have got it once though. It does exist, you do get it. It's just very rare. But I wouldn't mind getting it again because it is useful. Seems like all the good work and scouting that we did has really not done much for this team, because they're just managing to not push on the advantage because, you know, heavily armoured tanks, we don't need those. Oh, you lucky bastard. 2 in 2 months, that is just luck, and beyond my luck. You've seen my, of course, KB85. Where the hell are you parked? Oh, you parked like right in front of the guys that are killing me. Well done. Swap back on those. Yeah, me opening any loot box is basically guaranteed it's going to be the worst thing in the world. Right, let's see if we can get back to a position where we can flank the enemy. It's time to go broom. Hopefully we don't get taken out by a bloody plane again. I would just love if they made a tank-only battles, because I'm so tired of planes and helicopters in Ground Forces. I cannot even express how much I am over it. How few fucks left I have on the game with that mode, because it's just, especially with helicopters, it's just, it's the worst. Like, before you actually joined Khalees, I actually did a game in the Type 90, and I got killed by a helicopter straight away. Instantly killed by a helicopter. And it's just like, what's the point in playing this match? What's the point in playing this mode? You just die from helicopters constantly. Alright, we'll take out that BT-7, that's fine. If you just want to sit there, Panther, and not do anything, that's alright, that's fine with me. Oh, God. Yeah, it was just instant, got taken out by a helicopter. First, you know, within seconds of the game. Yeah, that's it. If you don't play with the USA, you're screwed in any 8.0 plus game. You just have no chance of doing anything. Which is so sucky. It's just... it's ruined the actual meta of the gameplay, like, it's ruined the whole gameplay system. Panther's got that position. will I get killed by a plane? That is the question. No, I won't. We gotta win. We gotta win, ladies and gentlemen. 7 kills and 7th place. Of course. Because I didn't cap a zone. Ah, good old War Thunder match systems. Well, that was a good game, I think. I think that was a good game. I'm going to count that as a good game. Not a bad big game, you know. 8 scouting, 7 kills. Thank you for the Hesh tip. And also we got a nice big jump towards the fantastic M36B1, which is going to be a terrible vehicle. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. We'll just save that for later, just in case. Because again, you know, that might be a useful replay to have. I might do a chat on this vehicle at some stage. What did we get? Something. Oh, we got the engine. Let's research. Research transmission. That's just typical War Thunder. I've had the thing is though, with a Leo it has got very thin armour, but still it should trigger, you know. There is no way that you should over penetrate it. Oh dear. Well, that's a nice lot of research points for this vehicle as well. What do I want to go with? Yep, more speed then, so I'm going to go filters and elevation. These armoured cars are quite good at that. You will get overpenned by everything. I had a guy in a KV2 shooting me, and he kept shooting me like here. So the shell was just going straight through every time. It was just beautiful. Yeah, again, it makes no sense with the high rate. Like, you will have overpens and you're just like, how? The most annoying thing for me is I've been hitting people in the ammo. And I've been going straight through their tank, hit the ammo, gone straight through their ammunition, my fuse hasn't set off, and my shells just kept going. And I've not ammo racked them either. I've just like taking out 2 of their shells. And you just go, how? How is this? Yes, absolutely. They just really rock the AP. They do not give up on it. Alright, I'm going to do one more match before I head off. What should we go with? Let's finish off how we started. Let's go with another top tier tank battle in the gorgeous Type 90. See how this battle goes. I would say a ship game, but we'd be waiting here all day if I did that. Oh, thanks, Cliss. I will be back. We'll be back with more videos and things like that soon. And I'm probably going to do a few more live streams this year, but just time zones for me it's tricky. You know, it's usually because I would like to do them at peak time, my time, which is 12 hours from now. So that's fun. It makes it tricky. Australia is tricky like that. I know, I saw welcome to the Discord, my little hatchling. I hope you enjoy it here. I know, I finally have a Discord, so yes, if you're watching this in the future, Discord, down below. Yeah, a few people asked for it, so I decided I'd finally make one. And, it's cruising along well. There's a few people in there. It's not super active, because obviously my channel is not super huge, so that's to be expected. But it's got a few people in there that will chat to you. Corellia. most hated map. No, not my most. One of my most hated maps. I should do a top 10 most hated maps one day. Oh, we've got the Americans on our side. Oh, glory. Glory be to America. Huzzah. Facing the Germans and the Russians, so they have more helicopters than us still. Again, Gaijin's introduction of helicopters. Let's just put them in like 2 or 3 nations, so, you know, only a couple of people can use them in a match, you know, and you might even have matches where your team doesn't have any helicopters. I was expecting that with my Discord, in all honesty, Achilles. I was expecting just nobody to come in, because I forget people actually watch my stuff and enjoy it. That's the weird thing for me. I forget that people actually enjoy my content, which is just bizarre. Oh god, yeah. It's hard sometimes. Like, my motivation for videos is mainly because I enjoy the history content and I enjoy the actual vehicles themselves. Because, god, seriously, we've got somebody in our spawn already. We've got somebody in our spawn already. Holy shit, that is just ludicrous. Like, seriously, somebody spawn camping already. It's... Oh yeah. Most of my videos are 0 effort though. Like, I try to put as little effort in as possible because, you know, I am lazy. Get our suspension done. Not bad at all. It's a good thing. We're not in a good spot at the moment. It is very possible. Need to spot one person. Oh, damn it! He beat me to the shot. That's frustrating. See the smoke. Do I have a smoke? I think ATGM's whistling past as well. It was unsettling. don't have any visuals at the moment, which is just frustrating. Where's the bastard in C? I know it's hard when you're actually playing, listening to somebody, especially in War Thunder, because you hear their game and it throws you out. Okay, we've got 2 spawn campers over there. Of course, luckily I took his gunner out and his engine. And of course, god damn it. Of course, you know, I hate top tier. I despise top tier. It's always nice when you hit somebody by accident. Well, oddly, there's not helicopter spam happening. There's a guy around the corner here. Let's just hope he's not facing us. Whereabouts is he? Should be right about here, I'd say. Hit a rock, that's a fail. Yeah, we've not got any helicopters in this match for our side, which is just bizarre considering we've got Americans on the team. Usually they're all about the helicopters. Hello. Goodbye. There we go. 1 spawn camper down. I'm just happy to kill a spawn camper, really, because spawn campers are just the worst humans in the world. Okay. Let's be the big brave T-70 Type 74. Bugger. We're doomed. Well, at least we killed his driver. And that is that match, I'd say. I don't see any point in spawning in again because, well, that match is over and done with. Let's return to hangar. Well, I'm going to end it here, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Yes, hopefully it's going to be a good year this year for the channel. I'm hoping to get sort of somewhere in the... hoping to get to 1,000, that would be good this year, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you all next time. Once I find my thingy. Alright, bye-bye all. Oh, you'll get it tomorrow though. Good luck with the grind for the Type 60. You'll have excellent fun when you unlock it because it's terrible. Alright, have a good day all. Bye bye.